Crowdfunding has given us some of the most incredible games, gadgets, and geeky projects of all time. But it's also been the birthplace of some legendary disasters. For every masterpiece that lands in our hands, there's a cautionary tale of delays, broken promises, or outright scams lurking in the shadows. This month, February brings us a fresh wave of ambitious projects, some that could be the next big thing, and others that might just vanish into the ether. We start with the projects that just were released to the projects that will end soon. Welcome to nerdsection.com. Love Threads is a card-based board game designed for 2 to 4 players, where each participant aims to win the affection of their chosen romance card through engaging and strategic gameplay. Players collect various cards and navigate challenges to outshine their rivals in the quest for love. The game emphasizes interaction and decision-making, offering a blend of competition and lighthearted fun. Developed by Eureka Studio, Love Threads marks their inaugural project on Kickstarter. However, potential backers might note the absence of a Board Game Geek page, which could provide additional insights and community feedback. Overall, Love Threads presents itself as an accessible and enjoyable game, though its success will depend on the execution and reception of this debut endeavor. In the mystical world of Tai, where 2 continents, Dark and Glory, stand divided by ancient cataclysm, resources dwindle, and chaos seeps through the desires of its inhabitants. Win or Die, a tactical skirmish war game by Wales Entertainment, thrusts us into this high-stakes realm. Players assume the role of commanders, selecting from 5 distinct factions, each led by a unique leader and comprising 6 varied units. The gameplay, reminiscent of Stratego, emphasizes legion formation, fog of war, terrain occupation, and resource management. Engaging in 1v1 battles, we maneuver without full knowledge of our opponent's forces, relying on strategic attacks and skill deployment to uncover and outmaneuver enemy legions. Since its initial release in China in 2020s, Win or Die has undergone significant enhancements in components and artwork to improve readability and gameplay convenience. The developers have maintained active communication with the community, addressing updates and feedback promptly. Notably, the game's price was reduced from $99 to $79, a move that, while making it more accessible, may raise questions about the project's financial planning. Overall, Win or Die offers a refined and competitive experience for enthusiasts of tactical skirmish games. Imagine commanding a fleet of 17th century ships, navigating the high seas with the wind at your back and enemy ports in your sights. Battle of the Seas offers this experience, presenting a nautical war game where 2 players, each controlling 10 ships, vie for maritime supremacy. The objective is straightforward: escort your unarmed transport ship to the opponent's port. Gameplay hinges on wind direction and naval engagements, both determined by scenario-specific card draws. Combat results in various ship conditions, from damaged sails to onboard fires, adding layers of strategy to each encounter. However, several factors warrant caution. The absence of a Board Game Geek page limits community insights and reviews. Notably, a previous Kickstarter campaign for this game in early 2024 achieved only 18% of its funding goal, raising $626 out of a $3,526 target. In the current campaign, the funding goal has been significantly reduced to $423, which may raise questions about the project's feasibility. Additionally, the creator appears to have overlooked establishing reward tiers for backers, a fundamental aspect of Kickstarter projects. While a manual has been provided, these issues suggest a need for careful consideration before supporting the campaign. Terminus Frontier, the inaugural game from Forgeborn Games, offers us this very adventure. Designed for 1 to 4 players, this cooperative board game seamlessly blends tactical squad combat with open-world space exploration and dynamic narrative choices. As drift hunters, we embark on missions ranging from high-stakes heists to intense firefights against alien adversaries, all while navigating the intricate politics of competing stellar factions. The game boasts over 60 hours of gameplay, with a persistent story campaign that evolves based on our decisions, ensuring that each session uncovers new secrets and challenges. Notably, Terminus Frontier introduces a unique diceless dual-weapon ammo deck system for combat resolution, emphasizing strategy and skill in every encounter. Our impressions of Terminus Frontier are overwhelmingly positive. The game's ambitious scope, combining deep narrative elements with strategic gameplay, promises a rich and immersive experience. The inclusion of scenario-based missions with varied objectives ensures replayability and keeps us engaged. Additionally, the innovative combat system offers a fresh take on tactical encounters, moving away from traditional dice mechanics. As Forgeborn Games' debut project, Terminus Frontier showcases a high level of creativity and dedication, setting a promising foundation for future endeavors. Bitter Battle, the card game. The debut project from Running Innovation brings this thrilling experience to our tabletops. In this auction-based game, players vie for hidden treasures concealed within storage units, aiming to amass the most wealth by strategically bidding and outsmarting opponents. Each round, one player assumes the role of the auctioneer, presenting a storage unit filled with face-down items that could range from valuable antiques to worthless junk. Players must decide whether to pay an entry fee to participate in the auction, with opportunities to peek at or reveal certain items, adding layers of strategy and risk assessment. The game continues until all players have acted as auctioneer twice, culminating in a final tally to determine the ultimate winner. As we delve into Bitter Battle, its straightforward mechanics and fast-paced gameplay make it an accessible and engaging party game. The element of hidden information and the chance to bluff or mislead opponents add excitement and replayability. However, as Running Innovation's first venture into game publishing, there is limited information available, and the absence of a Board Game Geek page means we might need to rely on the Kickstarter campaign for details. Overall, Bitter Battle offers a promising and entertaining experience for those seeking a lighthearted auction-themed game. A Demonuki, launching in 2024, offers a fresh take on the traditional Japanese game Babanuki, known elsewhere as Old Maid. In this fast-paced card game designed for 3 to 5 players, each card is imbued with unique abilities that can alter the course of play. On your turn, you can discard pairs or activate a card's special power to influence the game's dynamics, perhaps by reversing play order, slipping extra cards into an opponent's hand, or revealing hidden cards. The tension escalates as players strive to avoid being the one left holding the final card, typically a demon, or, in a surprising twist, a werewolf. As we delve into Demonuki, its straightforward mechanics and quick gameplay make it an appealing choice for casual gatherings and family game nights. The strategic layer added by each card's special abilities ensures that, while the game is easy to learn, it offers depth for those seeking to outmaneuver their opponents. Notably, the creator, Adreo, has a track record of successfully funded Kickstarter projects, such as Fantasy Tavern Brawl, which, despite modest funding, were delivered as promised. This history suggests a commitment to fulfilling project goals, providing some assurance to potential backers. Overall, Demonuki presents itself as an engaging and reliable addition to the party game genre. Biomes of Nilgiris, slated for release in 2025, offers us this immersive journey into India's Nilgiri biosphere. In this board game designed for 1 to 4 players, we assume the roles of conservationists, be it ecologists, photographers, or citizen scientists, aiming to discover new species, tackle ecological challenges, and fulfill conservation missions to earn ecology points. Each game presents 2 dynamic scenarios, introducing fresh objectives and concepts, ensuring that our adventures remain engaging and varied. Our actions range from exploring diverse biomes and documenting field observations to equipping ourselves with essential tools and conserving habitats, all within a turn-based, mission-oriented framework. Our impressions of Biomes of Nilgiris are overwhelmingly positive. The game's emphasis on real-world conservation efforts, combined with its educational components, offers a unique blend of entertainment and learning. The modular board and evolving scenarios promise high replayability, keeping each session fresh and challenging. Notably, the game's development involved collaboration with an ecologist and a botanical illustrator, ensuring authenticity and attention to detail in its portrayal of the Nilgiri biosphere. This dedication to realism enhances the immersive experience, making Biomes of Nilgiris a standout addition to any board game collection. Imagine a party game that pushes boundaries and tests the strength of friendships. Vibe Check aims to deliver just that, challenging players to engage in daring tasks and answer provocative questions. Each round presents an opportunity to either complete a bold challenge or reveal personal truths, with the goal of accumulating points and outlasting competitors. The game's edgy nature is designed to create memorable and laughter-filled moments among friends. However, several factors warrant a cautious approach. The limited information available about Vibe Check raises questions about its content and replayability. Additionally, the absence of a Board Game Geek page restricts access to community feedback and detailed insights. Potential backers are encouraged to thoroughly assess the available information and consider their preferences before supporting the project. Blood on the Sands, a game of gladiatorial combat, is an immersive skirmish game that transports players to the arenas of ancient Rome, offering intense one-on-one battles between detailed miniatures. Players can choose from 6 distinct gladiator classes: Hoplomachus, Myrmillo, Provocator, Retiarius, Secutor, and Thraex, each equipped with unique abilities and weapons. The game employs a set of 6 action dice, enabling players to maneuver, manage endurance, defend, and attack. As combats progress, gladiators may experience fatigue and injuries, affecting their performance and strategy. The mechanics are designed to replicate the dynamic and tactical nature of historical gladiatorial duels, requiring skill, strategy, and a touch of luck. Beyond individual matches, players can manage a stable of gladiators in a campaign mode, striving for their fighters to achieve the coveted title of champion. The Kickstarter campaign for Blood on the Sands has successfully reached its funding goal, reflecting strong support from the gaming community. The game's commitment to historical accuracy and engaging gameplay has resonated with backers, promising a rich and authentic gladiatorial experience. Did you know that Tabletops by Nerd section has much more videos on our all-favorite hobby? Subscribe now to never miss a video again. Siberian Manhunt is an asymmetrical hidden movement board game set during the Cold War, designed for 2 players. One player assumes the role of a U-2 spy plane pilot who has crash-landed in Siberia and must navigate treacherous terrains, manage resources, and evade capture to reach the safety of the Chinese border. The opposing player acts as a Soviet general, deploying KGB agents, Yakut trackers, and military resources to locate and apprehend the fugitive. The game emphasizes strategic decision-making, with the fugitive balancing the risk of seeking aid in towns against the dangers of the wilderness, while the Soviet player manages limited resources and public perception to tighten the net around the escapee. The dynamic interplay between pursuit and evasion creates a tense and immersive experience, capturing the high stakes of Cold War espionage. The Kickstarter campaign for Siberian Manhunt has garnered attention for its engaging theme and strategic depth. Developed by Dangerous Games, the project reflects a commitment to delivering a high-quality gaming experience. The game's unique mechanics and historical context have resonated with backers, indicating a strong interest in its successful realization. Age of Quantum, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, presents itself as an innovative addition to the strategic board game genre. Players are tasked with navigating a complex grid, employing tactics to outmaneuver opponents, and leveraging unique abilities to gain the upper hand. The game's premise suggests a blend of strategic depth and competitive gameplay, aiming to challenge and engage participants. However, several aspects of the project warrant a cautious approach. Observations indicate that the game's visual elements, including the board, cards, and box design, appear to be generated using artificial intelligence. This is evidenced by inconsistencies such as the logo appearing differently on various components. Additionally, the campaign provides minimal information about the game's mechanics, rules, or development process, making it difficult to assess the overall quality and playability. The absence of a Board Game Geek page further limits access to community feedback and detailed insights. Potential backers are encouraged to thoroughly evaluate the available information and consider these factors before deciding to support the project. Crazy Museum is a competitive board game for 1 to 4 players, where participants assume the roles of thieves aiming to steal valuable relics from a grand museum while evading guards and a wandering mummy. Players manage actions to locate objects, utilize power-ups from vending machines, and employ a rat companion to disrupt opponents' plans. The objective is to amass the most relics without being caught. The game's initial Kickstarter campaign did not meet its funding goal. However, the creators have relaunched with a reduced target of $4,700 and have addressed the previous shortfall with a humorous approach. Despite concerns about the feasibility of increased production quality alongside a lowered funding goal, the current campaign has achieved approximately 60% of its target, indicating renewed interest and support from backers. StarDriven Gateway is an immersive starship simulation board game designed for 1 to 4 players, offering both competitive and cooperative modes. Players command their own starships and crews, navigating through space to influence the fate of distant colonies near an ancient alien gateway. The game emphasizes dice allocation, exploration, and area control, with each episode providing a unique set of objectives and challenges. Players earn points by enhancing their reputation with the Council worlds, promoting crew members, researching anomalies, recruiting freelancers, and completing missions. Strategic crew assignment to various ship stations is crucial for activating ship actions, managing resources, and achieving mission success. The game is suitable for ages 10 and up, with an estimated playtime of approximately 30 minutes per player. Developed by Mike Nade, known for successful titles like Set a Watch and Lawyer Up, StarDriven Gateway reflects a blend of engaging mechanics and thematic depth. The Kickstarter campaign has garnered significant support, indicating strong interest from the gaming community. With its versatile gameplay modes and strategic depth, StarDriven Gateway promises a compelling experience for fans of space exploration and tactical decision-making. Cricket Champions is a light strategy board game designed for 2 to 5 players, where participants assume the roles of cricket teams vying for championship glory. The game centers around batting and bowling, with each player rolling 6 dice per over to simulate cricket gameplay. As the match progresses over 5 rounds, players accumulate experience points, enhancing their skills and strategic options. Victory can be achieved through 4 distinct pathways, offering diverse strategies for players. Notably, prior knowledge of cricket is not required to enjoy the game. Launched on Kickstarter by DBG, Cricket Champions marks the publisher's inaugural project on the platform. The campaign has garnered attention, successfully reaching its pretty low initial funding goal of $2,000 within 36 hours. As of now, the project has raised over $3,600, indicating a positive reception from the community. The game's blend of dice mechanics and strategic depth aims to appeal to both board game enthusiasts and cricket fans alike. Imagine creating the perfect habitat for your pet hermit crabs, combining strategy and a bit of chaos in a fun-filled card game. Crabitat Combo, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, offers a 2 to 5 player party game where participants build and upgrade aquariums, adopt various hermit crabs, and utilize unique abilities to outmaneuver opponents. Each player starts with a hermit crab and an aquarium card, aiming to expand their collection by forming specific card combinations and managing action points effectively. The game includes 115 cards across 7 types, such as Crabitat cards, combo cards, ability cards, and trap cards, providing diverse strategies and interactions. Victory is achieved by being the first to adopt 4 hermit crabs or 3 of the same type, adding a competitive edge to the gameplay. As the debut project from 3 Seasons Studios, Crabitat Combo brings a fresh theme to the tabletop gaming scene. While the game is currently not listed on Board Game Geek, the creators have been actively engaging with the community through platforms like Instagram and Reddit, sharing updates and gathering feedback. Imagine a card game that seamlessly blends strategic dueling with immersive puzzle solving, leading you into a vast alternate reality adventure. Dinn, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, offers an expandable mystery card game where each card not only contributes to gameplay but also hides a unique puzzle. Players engage in fast-paced duels using customizable decks inspired by myth, history, and science, aiming to outsmart opponents through intuitive rules and strategic bluffing. Beyond the tabletop, solving the embedded puzzles on the cards propels players into an internet-spanning alternate reality game, featuring professionally produced multimedia content, including audio files and websites. This dual-layered experience ensures that Dinn is both easy to learn and endlessly engaging. As the inaugural project from Bison Bluff Games, Dinn introduces a novel fusion of traditional card gaming and ARG elements. While it has yet to establish a presence on Board Game Geek, the game's unique concept has garnered attention on social media platforms, with enthusiasts highlighting its innovative design and the depth added by the online puzzle components. Imagine a lively debate among friends, each subtly advocating for their favorite pizza toppings without revealing their true preferences. Pizza Rolls, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, offers a quick and engaging hidden roles game that captures this very scenario. Designed to be played in about 10 minutes, the game accommodates multiple players who each receive a secret roll card indicating their desired toppings. Throughout the game, players use conversation cards to influence which toppings make it onto the pizza, moving topping cards between the on the pizza and not on the pizza zones. The game concludes when a majority of players choose to pass in succession, revealing their roles to determine if their preferred toppings are included. Notably, Pizza Rolls also offers a cooperative mode where players collaborate to ensure everyone's preferences are met, emphasizing collective satisfaction over individual victory. As the first Kickstarter project by designer Thomas Matthews, Pizza Rolls introduces a lighthearted and social gaming experience. Currently, there is no presence on Board Game Geek. And if you not only love pizza, but also tabletops, you should definitely subscribe to Tabletops by Nerd Section. Shadows Deep is a cooperative strategy board game for 1 to 4 players, immersing participants in the roles of vampires vying for control over a Victorian-era city besieged by human and werewolf hunters. The game combines deck building, combat, and resource management, requiring players to collaborate in manipulating citizens, raising ghouls, and enthralling servants to strengthen their influence. Each round presents strategic decisions, balancing the need to repel hunters and prevent them from amassing enough faith to incite a populist uprising, while also pursuing personal quests to enhance individual power. The emergent gameplay ensures dynamic interactions, with the ever-present threat of betrayal, as vampires seize opportunities to outmaneuver both their undead peers and relentless adversaries. Developed by the Moongrel, a publisher with a history of successful Kickstarter projects, Shadows Deep reflects their commitment to delivering thematic and mechanically robust gaming experiences. The game's intricate design and emphasis on player interaction have garnered attention within the board gaming community, positioning it as a notable addition to the genre. Imagine stepping into the role of a bioengineer, meticulously crafting a pathogen within the confines of a high-security laboratory. Outbreak Origins, Design Your Perfect Pathogen, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, offers a solo pen-and-paper print-and-play experience that immerses players in the intricate world of virology. In this game, you are tasked with designing viruses, solving complex logic puzzles, and mastering microbiological systems to achieve specific objectives. The gameplay emphasizes strategic planning and critical thinking, challenging you to navigate the delicate balance between pathogen potency and containment. With a modest cost of approximately $6 for the print-and-play version, Outbreak Origins provides an accessible entry point for enthusiasts of strategic and scientific gaming. Developed by Nuka Zombie, a creator with a track record of successful pen-and-paper Kickstarter projects, Outbreak Origins builds upon their experience in delivering engaging and thought-provoking games. While the game is not currently listed on Board Game Geek, the campaign has garnered attention within niche gaming communities for its unique premise and challenging gameplay. Imagine a high-stakes game where players navigate a landscape of diplomacy and deception, each aiming to ascend to supremacy through strategic alliances and cunning maneuvers. Deceivers Believers, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, presents itself as a dynamic social deduction strategy game. Players are tasked with wielding tools of national power, engaging in intricate negotiations, and outsmarting opponents to rise to the top. The game emphasizes the delicate balance between trust and betrayal, requiring participants to assess alliances critically and anticipate deceptive tactics. While the premise suggests a rich interplay of strategy and social interaction, detailed information about specific game mechanics and components is notably sparse, leaving potential backers with limited insight into the actual gameplay experience. As the inaugural project from Pull Ladder Games, Deceivers Believers lacks a presence on Board Game Geek, a key resource for tabletop enthusiasts. The Kickstarter campaign provides minimal details regarding gameplay mechanics, component quality, or visual elements, which may raise concerns about the project's readiness and the creator's experience in game development. Potential backers are advised to approach with caution, seeking additional information or updates from the creators to make an informed decision about supporting the project. Imagine the vibrant energy of Mardi Gras, where crews assemble parades filled with bands, dance teams, floats, and marching groups. Geaux Parade, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter, brings this festive experience to your tabletop in a simple yet engaging card game designed for 2 to 4 players, playable in 15 to 20 minutes. Players aim to be the first to construct a 10-unit parade by strategically playing unit cards, each representing different parade elements. The game introduces an element of unpredictability with action cards that can alter the course of play, including events like the dreaded Rainout, which can disrupt even the best-laid plans. The rules are straightforward, making it accessible to players aged 8 and up, and are available for download for those interested in a detailed overview. As the inaugural project from Gentilly Games, Geaux Parade captures the essence of New Orleans' rich cultural tradition. While it currently lacks a presence on Board Game Geek, the game's theme and mechanics offer a lighthearted experience suitable for family game nights or casual gatherings. Imagine embarking on an epic journey across the continent of Kaan, where your choices shape the fate of an empire teetering on the brink of upheaval. Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan is a cooperative action-adventure board game designed for 1 to 4 players, blending immersive storytelling with dynamic combat in sessions lasting under an hour. Players assume the roles of heroes, navigating a city rife with intrigue, making meaningful narrative decisions that influence the unfolding story. The game utilizes an app to guide players through its branching narrative, ensuring a seamless and adaptive experience. Building upon its initial success, the upcoming Kickstarter campaign offers a second printing of the base game alongside a new expansion titled Clash of the Immortals. This expansion introduces fresh gameplay mechanics, including mounted combat and party maneuvers, as well as a new hero, the Enchantress, and an additional campaign promising over 12 hours of content. Whether you're a newcomer or a seasoned adventurer, Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan invites you to forge your destiny in a world where every decision matters. Glade is a strategic gardening board game designed for 3 to 6 players, where participants cultivate their own magical gardens over 4 seasons. Players begin by selecting 2 hidden cultivator cards, each rewarding specific plant types, and then expand their gardens by drafting and planting plant and decoration cards adjacent to existing ones. The game emphasizes creating fields of matching plants that adhere to unique requirements, such as specific placements or quantities, to maximize points. Strategic use of decoration cards can activate powerful effects, including interactions with opponents' gardens, adding layers of depth and player engagement. The drafting mechanic introduces decision-making challenges, balancing personal garden growth with potential interference in other players' plans. With a diverse array of plants, decorations, and cultivators, Glade offers a dynamic and replayable experience, blending harmony and competitive elements in a cozy yet strategic setting. Common Cows is a new card game currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. Designed for players who enjoy lighthearted competition, the game centers around cows equipped with various weapons, aiming to outmaneuver friends and family in humorous battles. As the first project by creator Common Inc., Common Cows lacks a presence on Board Game Geek, and the campaign provides limited information about gameplay mechanics and components. Potential backers should evaluate the higher risk that comes with this project. Beast Slayers is a strategic fantasy card and dice game designed for 1 to 4 players, offering both competitive and cooperative modes. Players assume the roles of Beast Slayers, embarking on quests to hunt formidable creatures in a richly themed fantasy setting. The game emphasizes strategic planning, resource management, and team coordination, with mechanics centered around deck building and dice rolling to simulate combat and skill challenges. Players can choose to compete against each other for glory or collaborate to overcome powerful beasts, adapting their strategies based on the chosen mode. While the game's premise is intriguing, there are concerns regarding the campaign's presentation. The publisher, Capricorn Games, is new to the industry and lacks a track record of previous projects. The campaign page provides limited information about gameplay mechanics, components, and overall experience, focusing predominantly on AI-generated imagery. Additionally, the absence of a Board Game Geek page and minimal community engagement raise questions about the project's credibility. The ambitious funding goal of approximately $47,200 seems challenging, especially given the limited promotional efforts and lack of detailed content. Potential backers are advised to exercise caution and seek more comprehensive information before committing support. Paranormal is a solo board game where players embody members of the Remington family, traversing the United States to hunt supernatural entities like ghosts, vampires, witches, and demons. The objective is to gather clues about a looming big bad, threatening the world and thwart its apocalyptic plans. Gameplay centers on action point allocation and dice rolling combat. Players spend action points to move, engage in battles, and acquire asset cards, while dice rolls determine success in combat and efforts to delay the advancing doom track. Items, weapons, and allies are available to modify dice outcomes and influence encounters. Once sufficient clues are collected, players confront the big bad in a final showdown to prevent global catastrophe. The game is designed for a playtime of approximately 45 minutes. Developed by Best With One Games, founded by Gabe Barrett of the Board Game Design Lab YouTube channel, Paranormal is part of the Solo Game of the Month series. The game is affordably priced at $25. And if you like this video, you should check out our whole YouTube channel. Subscribe now and never miss a video again. Dark Hyperion Battlestations is a space-themed fighter duel supremacy game, currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. Developed by Feo Fortitude of Empires, this project aims to immerse players in strategic interstellar combat. However, the campaign provides minimal information about the game's mechanics, components, or overall gameplay experience. Notably, the project lacks a presence on Board Game Geek, and previous attempts to fund the project have been unsuccessful. The current campaign sets a modest funding goal of $440, yet offers the core game to backers for as low as $16, raising questions about the project's financial feasibility and production quality. Potential backers are advised to exercise caution and seek additional information before committing support. Oddities is a whimsical set collection card game designed for 2 to 6 players, where participants assume the roles of adventurers, aiming to curate the most peculiar assortment of woodland creatures. Players draw cards to add unique oddities to their collection, each possessing distinct abilities that can enhance their own lineup or disrupt opponents' progress. The game introduces Mischievous Misfits, cards that allow players to interfere with rivals' strategies, and Quirks, which introduce unpredictable elements that can alter the game's dynamics. Additionally, changing seasons impact gameplay by limiting the types of oddities that can be collected each turn, requiring players to adapt their tactics accordingly. The objective is to outsmart opponents and be the first to complete a full collection of oddities. Developed by Twisted Branch Games, an independent publisher based in Minnesota, Oddities reflects the company's mission to create tabletop games that are worth your time every time. The Kickstarter campaign for Oddities successfully reached its funding goal, indicating strong support from the gaming community. The game's charming art style and engaging mechanics make it suitable for players of all ages, offering a blend of strategy and lighthearted fun. Lord of Entertainment is a party game for 2 to 4 players that combines classic children's games with the unpredictability of a variety show. Players engage in mini-games to earn orbs, enhancing their chances during silent auctions for valuable artifacts. The first to accumulate artifacts totaling 6 points claims victory. An interesting twist allows non-participating players to act as the audience, influencing the outcome by voting during mini-games. While the game's premise is intriguing, it's important to approach with caution. The campaign provides limited information about the game's mechanics and components. Additionally, previous attempts have been unsuccessful. Potential backers are advised to consider these factors carefully before supporting the project. Renegade Game Studios is set to conclude their acclaimed Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid series with the Eternal Rangers expansion, slated for release in 2025. This final installment enriches the cooperative board game experience by introducing 18 new miniatures of iconic Power Rangers characters, along with exclusive Ranger and enemy cards, Mastermind Mode, and Zord cards. Additionally, backers will gain access to digital assets for creating custom Rangers and monsters, as well as a designer journal from Jonathan Ying, offering insights into crafting personalized game content. This expansion not only broadens the strategic depth of the game, but also empowers players to tailor their adventures, ensuring the legacy of Heroes of the Grid continues to inspire and engage fans. Adventure Time Card Wars is back with 3 exciting collector's packs. Each pack offers 2 unique 40-card decks, allowing players to engage in strategic battles within the land of U. Players spend action points to deploy creatures, spells, and locations across 4 combat lanes, aiming to reduce their opponent's hit points from 25 to 0. The inclusion of Floop abilities adds depth, enabling special moves to turn the tide of battle. These packs are designed for immediate play but also encourage deck customization for personalized strategies. Notably, the featured heroes were selected based on fan votes, reflecting the community's enthusiasm and involvement. Published by Cryptozoic Entertainment, known for their expertise in licensed card games, this release promises to deliver an engaging and authentic Adventure Time experience. An Age Contrived, Folklore, and Pilgrimage is a significant expansion for the strategic engine-building game, An Age Contrived. This expansion enriches the base game by introducing 2 new characters, each bringing unique abilities and strategies to the gameplay. Additionally, it offers 2 new modules that integrate seamlessly with all existing characters, enhancing the game's depth and replayability. Notably, backers of the expansion will receive a Founders Edition upgrade, ensuring consistency with their base game, along with 2 new metal channel markers corresponding to the new characters. Developed by Bellows Intent, the original and age Contrived garnered substantial support during its initial Kickstarter campaign, indicating a strong community interest and a solid foundation for this expansion. Burnout is a fast-paced card game where players aim to offload their paperwork before their colleagues, encapsulating the chaos of a bustling workplace. Players engage in strategic play, utilizing action cards to distribute tasks, sabotage opponents, and navigate the dynamic flow of the game. The objective is to manage your workload efficiently and avoid burnout by being the first to clear your desk. La Loseta, a publisher focused on creating engaging board games that foster connection and fun, is behind this project. The game is available in both physical and print-and-play formats, offering flexibility for different preferences. While the publisher is new to the scene, their commitment to delivering an enjoyable and thematic gaming experience is evident. Broken Logic, the Long Road expansion, is an upcoming addition to the award-winning wargame The Long Road, set to launch on Kickstarter in early 2025. This expansion transports players to the summer of 1985, where the British 1st Armored Division faces a Soviet invasion in West Germany. As the counterattack unfolds, supernatural elements emerge, introducing ghastly Soviet soldiers and otherworldly vehicles, adding a paranormal twist to the tactical gameplay. Developed by Mark H. Walker and published by Flying Pig Games, Broken Logic builds upon the original game's platoon-level combat, integrating new units, scenarios, and mechanics that blend military strategy with supernatural challenges. This expansion is particularly suited for enthusiasts of the wargame genre, who appreciate intricate tactical scenarios infused with elements of horror and the supernatural. Vineyard, a winemaking game, is a strategic board game for 1 to 4 players that immerses participants in the art of winemaking within a sun-drenched valley. Players collectively move workers through various stages of the winemaking process, utilizing action cards to guide these movements and determine optimal timings for actions. The game emphasizes shared worker placement, allowing all players to influence any worker's position, thereby fostering a dynamic and interactive experience. Quick, engaging turns and ongoing upgrade choices enable players to specialize and adapt their strategies, enhancing replayability. The game offers both standard and special collector's editions, catering to different preferences. Developed by Eduardo Baraf, an experienced publisher with a history of successful board game projects on Kickstarter, Vineyard reflects a commitment to quality and engaging gameplay. Potential backers are encouraged to review the campaign details to assess how this winemaking-themed game aligns with their interests. Explorers of the Woodlands, Wildscale Swamps, is an expansion for the cooperative dice dungeon crawler, Explorers of the Woodlands. Designed for 1 to 4 players, this expansion introduces players to the enigmatic Wildscale Swamps, a region filled with new challenges and adventures. Players will encounter Athu, a legendary river otter who joins as a 5th playable hero, bringing unique abilities to the team. The expansion adds 2 new forest tiles and 10 swamp river tiles, which players can navigate using a rowboat, enhancing the exploration aspect of the game. Additionally, Wildscale Swamps introduces fresh loot, events, monsters, bosses, and 2 new card types, amulets and swamp fever cards, enriching the game's strategic depth and replayability. Developed by From the Wood Studio, Explorers of the Woodlands has previously garnered support through successful Kickstarter campaigns, reflecting a dedicated player base and positive reception. The Wildscale Swamps expansion aims to build upon this foundation, offering new content that enhances the original game's experience. Potential backers and players interested in cooperative adventure games may find this expansion a valuable addition to their collection. Do you like this video? Subscribe now to never miss a video again. Tele-Story, the game for storytellers, is a creative card game currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. Designed to inspire collaborative storytelling, the game offers players hundreds of words and logline combinations to craft unique narratives with friends and family. It features 2 distinct modes: Story Mode, which encourages structured storytelling, and Chaos Mode, introducing unpredictable elements to challenge participants' improvisational skills. As the inaugural project from its creators, Tele-Story aims to provide an engaging experience for both casual gatherings and dedicated game nights. While it currently lacks a presence on Board Game Geek, the game's emphasis on imagination and interaction may appeal to those seeking a fresh addition to their collection. Granfondo is a board game for 2 to 4 players that immerses participants in the strategic world of competitive cycling. Each player manages a team of 3 cyclists, each specializing in mountain climbing, sprinting, or long-distance riding. The game employs a unique deck of cards to control cyclists' speeds, requiring players to coordinate their team effectively to enhance performance. Tactical elements such as sprinting, slipstreaming, and navigating various terrains, including mountains, descents, and cobblestones, add depth to the gameplay. An optional doping mechanic introduces risk-reward decisions, as players may gain advantages but face potential penalties during doping controls. While the game's theme and mechanics may appeal to cycling enthusiasts, concerns have been raised regarding the game's artwork. Discussions suggest that the use of AI-generated images has led to a lack of cohesion in the game's visual presentation, with some elements appearing disjointed. Embark on an epic adventure with Massive Darkness, Dungeons of Shadowreach, the latest standalone installment in CMON's acclaimed dungeon crawling series. Designed for 1 to 6 players, this cooperative game plunges you into the depths of Shadowreach, a forgotten realm teeming with danger and mystery. Players assume the roles of 6 new Lightbringers, each equipped with unique abilities, as they navigate treacherous dungeons, confront diverse enemies, and challenge formidable bosses. The game emphasizes strategic collaboration, allowing players to harness their heroes' strengths to overcome the pervasive forces of darkness. Notably, Dungeons of Shadowreach requires no game master, enabling all participants to fully immerse themselves in the adventure. CMON, renowned for high-quality board games like Zombicide and Blood Rage, continues its tradition of delivering engaging and richly thematic experiences with this release. The game's design reflects CMON's commitment to intricate miniatures and immersive storytelling, promising both visual appeal and depth of play. For enthusiasts of cooperative dungeon crawlers, Massive Darkness, Dungeons of Shadowreach offers a compelling blend of strategy, adventure, and replayability. 1811, Albuera 2nd Edition, is a detailed tactical war game that recreates the historic Battle of Albuera, where Marshal Soult's French forces clashed with the combined British, Portuguese, and Spanish armies under Marshal Beresford in 1811. Designed by Frederic Delstanches, this game utilizes the Fixed Bayonets Ohora system, offering a battalion-level simulation on a hex-based map. Players engage in strategic maneuvering of infantry, cavalry, and artillery units, with a strong emphasis on command and control dynamics. The 2nd edition enhances the original 2020 release with updated components, including a mounted map, redesigned counters, streamlined rules, and additional historical context. While the game offers an immersive experience for enthusiasts of Napoleonic warfare, its niche appeal may raise questions about its broader market reach. The game's depth and focus suggest it is best suited for dedicated wargamers with a keen interest in this specific historical period. Earth Under Siege Flashpoint is a cooperative sci-fi dungeon crawler for 1 to 4 players, where operatives undertake covert missions to thwart an alien invasion threatening Earth. Players engage in stealth, sabotage, and combat, navigating a 20-mission campaign that evolves based on their choices. The game emphasizes strategic planning, with operatives utilizing unique tactics cards and managing action tokens to execute powerful abilities and combos. The upcoming Nemesis expansion introduces a boss battler mode, challenging players with a series of mini-boss encounters culminating in a formidable overlord battle. This expansion aims to enhance replayability and depth, offering new adversaries and scenarios to test players' strategic prowess. The original Earth Under Siege Flashpoint received positive feedback for its engaging scenarios and effective mechanics, with players noting its challenging missions and active developer support. However, some concerns were raised about storage solutions due to the game's extensive components. The reprint campaign, coupled with the Nemesis expansion, reflects Dark Horizon Games' commitment to refining and expanding the game's universe, addressing previous concerns, and introducing fresh content to enrich the gaming experience. Syncanite Foundation is an intricate economic strategy and area control board game for 2 to 4 players, expandable to 6, where participants embody conspirators within a secretive society, manipulating a continent's political and economic landscape. Set in a world where the rare mineral syncanite is the linchpin of power, players engage in phases of conflict, resource bidding, parliamentary manipulation, and strategic power plays. The game introduces 5 distinct crises: revolution, monopoly, war, triage, and tyranny, each offering unique paths to victory and altering gameplay dynamics. Notably, the game's visuals incorporate AI-generated art, a fact openly acknowledged by the creators. The game's multifaceted mechanics promise a rich and varied experience, with each session potentially unfolding differently based on player choices and crisis triggers. However, some potential backers have expressed concerns regarding the clarity of the rules and the accessibility of detailed gameplay information, suggesting that the game's complexity might benefit from more comprehensive explanations. D-Day Dice Pacific is the latest installment in the acclaimed D-Day Dice series, transporting players to the intense battles of the Pacific Theater during World War II. This standalone game accommodates 1 to 4 players, challenging them to lead improvised units against formidable enemy positions. Players must navigate treacherous terrains, including rivers and caves, while contending with environmental hazards like infested sectors that can debilitate their troops. The introduction of strike cards adds an extra layer of strategy, simulating naval and aerial bombardments with the inherent risks of friendly fire. Notably, all content is fully compatible with previous D-Day Dice editions, offering a seamless integration for longtime fans. Wordforge Games, the publisher, has a history of delivering quality content in this genre, which bolsters confidence in the project's success. The campaign has garnered attention within the solo board gaming community, with discussions highlighting the game's depth and replayability. Overall, D-Day Dice Pacific promises to deliver a fresh and engaging experience, expanding upon the solid foundation of its predecessors. Caterpillars is a straightforward, family-friendly roll-and-write game where players guide 3 caterpillars on their journey to metamorphosis. Each turn, you roll 3 dice and decide how to allocate the results to your caterpillars, aiming to balance their progress carefully. The twist lies in the scoring. At the game's end, your highest and lowest scoring caterpillars are eliminated, and only the middle one counts towards your final score. This mechanic encourages strategic thinking and moderation, as pushing any caterpillar too far ahead or letting one lag behind can be detrimental. The game also offers a print-and-play version, making it easily accessible for those eager to start playing immediately. While the game's simplicity makes it approachable for players of all ages, some may find the mechanics too basic for extended replayability. However, its quick setup and engaging decision-making process provide an enjoyable experience, especially for families and casual gamers looking for a light yet strategic game. Cat vs. Human is a lighthearted party game where players embody mischievous cats vying for human attention. Designed for quick play sessions of around 15 minutes, the game accommodates 2 to 4 players. Each participant selects a cat token and starts with a hand of 4 cat cards. 3 human cards are laid out on the table, each displaying a mischief mark. On their turn, players play a cat card matching a human card's mischief mark, aiming to accumulate chaos points. The player contributing the most chaos points to a human card claims it, and the first to collect 5 human cards wins the game. Strategic decisions are essential, as players must manage their hand to avoid running out of cat cards, balancing the urge to cause chaos with the need for resource management. The game's creator, Jason Anarchy, is known for previous successful Kickstarter projects, including the Drinking Quest series. Cat vs. Human continues his tradition of combining humor with engaging gameplay mechanics. The Kickstarter campaign for Cat vs. Human has significantly surpassed its initial funding goal, indicating strong community interest and support. And that wraps up our look at the biggest scams and greatest projects hitting Kickstarter and Gamefound this February. If you love board games and want to see what's coming next, check out our video on the top 75 board games releasing in 2025. We've scoured the industry for the most exciting titles, from epic strategy games to jaw-dropping productions. Trust us, you won't want to miss it.